What is the rudest thing you have experienced while eating dinner at a friend's house? When I was 17, my friend Jake invited me over for his mom's famous Sunday roast. I'd been working double shifts at a gas station all week to help my single mom pay rent, so I was genuinely excited for a home-cooked meal that I didn't have to microwave or eat straight from a can. When I got there, Jake's whole extended family was visiting. Aunts, uncles, cousins, grandparents, even some family friends. The works. Their house was this massive colonial with a dining room that could seat like 20 people. I immediately felt underdressed in my thrift store jeans, faded hoodie, and beat-up sneakers with holes in them. Jake's mom introduced me to everyone as Jake's friend from the poor side of town. I laughed awkwardly, thinking it was some kind of joke or maybe just poor word choice, but the way everyone's eyes immediately scanned me up and down, lingering on my clothes and shoes, told me it definitely wasn't meant to be funny. During dinner, Jake's uncle started asking about my parents' jobs with this fake concerned voice that dripped with condescension. When I mentioned my mom was a house cleaner and my dad wasn't in the picture, the whole table went dead silent. You could literally hear the grandfather clock ticking in the hallway and someone's fork clinking against their plate. His aunt actually put her hand over her heart and said, "Oh, honey, that's so tragic. Your poor mother working so hard all by herself. That must be just devastating for your family." Like my mom was some kind of victim instead of the strongest, most hardworking person I knew who busted her ass to keep us afloat. Then Jake's teenage cousin, who was probably my age, asked if we had a dishwasher at home. When I said no, she gasped dramatically and said, "Oh my God, I literally can't even imagine living like that. How do you even clean dishes? Do you have to do it all by hand? That's like so much work." But here's where it got truly awful and humiliating. Jake's mom started piling food onto my plate without even asking, saying, "You probably don't get meals like this at home, sweetie. Take as much as you want. Don't be shy now. We have plenty to go around." She kept loading more and more roast beef, mashed potatoes, green beans, and dinner rolls while making comments like, "Poor thing is probably starving," and "We should definitely send leftovers home for your mother and any siblings you might have." I tried to politely say I was actually getting full, but she waved me off and said, "Nonsense. You need to take advantage of a real home-cooked meal while you can get it. I bet your mother doesn't have time to cook with all those houses to clean." The whole family was staring at me like I was some charity case they'd brought in from the street. Jake's grandfather kept nodding approvingly like they were doing God's work by feeding the poor kid. His other aunt whispered something to her husband about how sad it was and kept shaking her head. Jake just sat there the entire time, cutting his meat and avoiding eye contact with everyone, especially me. He didn't defend me once or tell his family to stop treating me like a zoo animal. He acted like I wasn't even sitting right next to him. When dinner was ending, his mom started wrapping up half the remaining roast for my family, along with leftover sides and dessert. She actually handed me 2 grocery bags filled with leftover bread rolls, some fruit, leftover vegetables, and what looked like canned goods she'd grabbed from their pantry. "Make sure your mother gets these," she said loudly enough for everyone at the table to hear, "and tell her if she ever needs anything at all, she can call us. We'd be happy to help however we can." I walked the 2 miles home in the dark, carrying their bags of pity food, feeling smaller and more humiliated than I'd ever felt in my entire life. When I got home, I threw the whole bags in our apartment complex dumpster and told my mom I'd already eaten and wasn't hungry. The next Monday at school, Jake acted like absolutely nothing had happened. He talked about weekend plans and upcoming tests like his family hadn't just spent an entire evening treating me like some kind of tragic case study. We never spoke again after that day, and I never went to another friend's house for dinner.